Hey guys, today what I'm doing is responding back to a YouTube comment. A gentleman called Carlos Harris reached out to me and said, hey Bren, do you mind if you do a breakdown of some solar YouTube ads? So today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down for you a couple of YouTube solar video ads on the YouTube platform. These videos have spent millions of dollars. Some of these have millions of views, if not tens of millions of views, and they will provide you with some great insights on how to create your solar video ads, both on the YouTube platform, but there also might be some overlap into the Facebook ads platform. Along with this, you'll also see just how easy it can be to create ultra successful YouTube ads for your solar business. So with all that said, let's jump in and have a look at these multi-million-dollar YouTube ads. So guys, here we are at my computer. Now the best thing that you can do in order to generate more solar leads is to smash that like and subscribe button. It helps you because you'll learn more about generating solar leads, but it also helps me produce more content because it gets me more views, and being introverted, it's very hard to do these. So it kind of like gives me that feel-good factor, and it goes a long way to just helping me out in many different ways. So with that being said, let's have a look at the first bunch of solar YouTube ads. Okay, so the format in which I'm going to show you and break down these YouTube video ads with you is I'm going to show you the entire video in one fell swoop. It'll give you a great perspective of what the video is about, and then we'll go back into the video and we'll break it down segment by segment so you can understand the psychology behind the ad. Why did the person say this at this moment? Why is this visual shown at this moment? So with that foundation being said, let's have a look at the first ad. Now, as you can see, this first ad has 1.3 million views in just 3 months, or 2 months, sorry, I should say. Now, this goes to show that this ad is probably being very successful right now. And when I mean right now, you'll have to check the date in which you're watching this video. So we'll have a look at this one and we'll build our way up into larger videos. So just a little bit of like interesting information. They've probably spent around about $50,000 to $80,000 in the promotion of this video in just 2 months. So that's around about $40,000 spend. And we'll be looking at another video from this company in the next breakdown.
Why doesn't every home in the US have solar panels? The reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics. It's actually just because most people don't know about the new Biden policy that allows homeowners to get paid to install the newest solar technology. People just assume they have to spend thousands of dollars to buy the panels and thousands more to get technicians to install them. But the truth is that you can now get paid thousands of dollars to get the newest generation of solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall, and you don't pay for any of the installation. And once you have it, you have complete energy freedom. You generate your own power, so you could have a monthly power bill of $0. And this freedom also means protection from the unreliable power grid. We saw what happened in Texas when winter storms cut power to millions of homes. These weather events seem to be happening everywhere. But by creating your own power, you won't need the grid for your lights to stay on. It's incredibly easy to find out if your home is eligible for a solar upgrade. It'll give you energy freedom and control of your own power supply. You just click the link, answer a few simple questions, and in 30 seconds you'll have your answer. Just click and find out.
Okay, so now that you've seen the entire ad, let's break it down section by section. So the pattern interrupt. So a pattern interrupt is always at the start of the video. It's used to interrupt the thought pattern that the person's having. So they have the intention to watch a particular video, and what we want to do in order to hijack that attention and place it into the video or advertisement that you have as a solar company is you need to provide something unusual, curiosity based, or it hits the prospect in the conversation that they're having in their own mind around your product or service. And that's what this company does, is that they enter a potential conversation that people think about in regards to solar in order to hijack that attention. And it's a particularly interesting question. And the question is, like, why doesn't every home in the United States have solar panels? Now that's curiosity based. It's also a kind of obvious question that we've never really had an answer to. And because that question has created an open loop based upon curiosity, as humans, we have that natural curiosity to close that loop. So we want to watch this video in order to close that loop, I should say, sorry. So how does that video go along closing that loop along with selling some kind of commercial interest into solar, or selling the possibility of becoming a lead when it comes to solar to potentially someone who's not all that interested in solar. But on the flip side, it could be someone who is ultra interested in getting solar for their roof and their home. So we'll watch the first couple of seconds and we'll just watch the transition from question into more of the lead and the middle part of the video.
Why doesn't every home in the US have solar panels? The reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics.
So here we're just seeing some of the more obvious aspects of what might pop into someone's head. So again, this is capturing the person's attention and still leading on with that pattern interrupt. It's not what you think. So it's a very well-used ploy in direct response marketing and marketing in general, because everyone has, not everyone, but most people have preconceived ideas about how things work. And when something is said to contradict that, it grabs their attention, either because they want to fight against it, or potentially they want to learn because they're wrong in the way that they think about it or their belief.
It's actually just because most people don't know about the new Biden policy that allows homeowners.
So just there, we just saw that it's about the new Biden policy. So it's actually more simple than you think. Like how simple is that? So in the first handful of seconds here, we've answered that initial portion, or the initial question, I should say, sorry. Not only that, we're now leading into a benefit. So get paid to install solar technology. So it's something, it sounds almost too good to be true. So that's where the video now has to answer, like, hang on, is this too good to be true? Like, you're saying that everyone should have solar. I've kind of like thought about that in many ways, but now I can get paid to get it. And there's a new policy that barely anyone knows about. How do I take advantage of both of these things? So we've opened like another loop in a sense.
Installed newest solar technology. People just assume they have to spend thousands of dollars to buy the panels and thousands more to get technicians to install them.
So again, we're just entering the conversation, the logical conversation that's happening in people's mind. We just assume that solar panels cost so much. We've never really looked into it. Hence, we've never come across the Biden policy.
But the truth is that you can now get paid thousands of dollars to get the newest generation of solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall, and you don't pay for any of the installation.
Again, we're seeing getting paid, and we're also getting a battery as well. So we're building up the benefits to this potential kind of like punchline that's about to come.
And once you have it, you have complete energy freedom. You generate your own power, so you could have a monthly power bill of $0. And this freedom also means protection from the unreliable power grid.
So now we're leading into two benefits. So we've got get off the power grid and stop paying like your utility bill, and we're also get off the power grid means that, and we'll get into they'll add a dimension to this in just a moment. But we're getting into more reliability. You don't have to rely on the power grid during storms and so on and so forth. Hence, that when you do have storms, you're less likely to be impacted by them. So this portion is very much appealing to the emotional portion of the user.
We saw what happened in Texas when winter storms cut power to millions of homes.
This is where they're adding the dimension to the reliability element of solar. So, you're seeing what happened to Texas when millions of people lost electricity to their homes.
These weather events seem to be happening everywhere. But by creating your own power, you won't need the grid for your lights to stay on. It's incredibly easy to find out if your home is eligible for a solar upgrade.
So here, it's just talking about it's easy to move to solar, and all you have to do is just see if you're eligible for this for this solar upgrade.
It'll give you energy freedom and control of your own power supply.
Here we're just talking about the emotional benefits. So they're not it's not benefits or features, it's emotional. So like you'll have more, you'll have energy, you'll have freedom and control over your own power supply.
You just click the link, answer a few simple questions.
Now we're introducing the call to action, but we're also offering instruction. So we're telling people what to do and how to do it.
And in 30 seconds, you'll have your answer. Just click and find out.
And one thing that I did leave out just towards the end, I'm just speaking over the video just a little bit, is a countdown timer. So this offer goes away in X amount of seconds. This forces people to click, in a sense. You'll get many more clicks, and it also offers like a piece of, it's a bit more interactive towards the end of the video in order to create a little bit of urgency in order to promote people to click or incentivize people to click. Okay, so moving on to the next one, I'm going to keep the bulky headphones on. Is same company. This one has gone live 5 months ago, 1.4 million views. So possibly not as good as the one that we just watched. I think that one was a fantastic pattern interrupt, a combination of question, entering the conversation that the person's having in their own mind about the industry, elements of curiosity, the pattern interrupt, and so on and so forth. This one, let's have a look and see what this one is doing.
This is the map of America. And if you live in one of the 20 states revealed at the end of this video, you can literally pay nothing to get the latest generation of solar panels installed on your roof. You see, just recently, the US government released a new stimulus program with the goal to encourage as many Americans as possible in efforts to contribute to a healthier planet. You can get brand new solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall or equivalent at no cost today, plus a check in the mail for your first 18 months. The only catch is, you have to live in one of the 20 states. If you live in one of these states, you are one very lucky person. Seriously, you could literally start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill. Pretty amazing, right? But how do you know if you live in one of these 20 states? Well, just click the button below this video and take a quick 60-second survey and you'll know your answer. From there, you'll need to answer a few questions, which by the way, takes only about 60 seconds in total, and by the end, you'll know if you qualify. So if you do, in just a few weeks, you'll have complete energy freedom. You will finally generate your own power instead of relying on the grid to keep your lights on. And you'll start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill every single year. Plus, in case you ever produce more power than your home actually needs, you'll be able to sell all the excess electricity back to your power provider. Just click the button below this video and take our 60-second survey to see if you qualify. Seriously, if you live in one of these 20 states, you're in big luck. Go ahead, click the button below this video and see if you qualify today.
Okay, so let's have a look at this ad. So this ad starts with a pattern interrupt, but it's a little bit slow. I think this is a map of America. Somewhat obvious because this ad's going to be only shown to Americans, so you'd want to hope that most adult Americans recognize the country. So I think that they could speed this up just a little bit. In this breakdown, because there's some similarities to the previous one, I'm going to speak a little bit more about the visuals in order to just show you just how easy it is to create this video. So if you haven't noticed, the previous video was just stock imagery. This one is no different. That's how easy it is to create these types of videos. They've just got a moderately, I think the voiceover is pretty damn decent, but I think anyone could do it with a fair few takes. I don't have the greatest voice in my opinion, and probably in everyone else's opinion, but I think that if I had a very clear script and I practiced it probably 20, 30, 40 times, I could sound quite competent, quite confident, and I think I could be used reasonably well within an ad just like this. And that should give you power in order to do this for yourself. So let's have a look at the first little 5 to 10 second portion of this video and discover what they've done in their introduction.
This is the map of America. And if you live in one of the 20 states revealed at the end of this video, you can literally...
So we just seen the map of America. So it kind of, I don't think it grabs attention as well as the previous video did. But the element that we just saw was a couple of, and we'll just run this through just quickly again. We just see here, we start to see question marks. So these question marks are adding an element of curiosity, and we're creating an open loop again. We need to know, am I in this, am I one of the 20 states? Now, it's a bit of a joke in some sense, because the person running this ad is actually controlling where the ads are being delivered. So the person that's watching it should be in one of these 20 states. So in like a reverse kind of sense, like from the insider's view looking back out to the person seeing it, it's like, I know that they're going to be in one of these states, but this curiosity gets them on the fish hook, and I'm going to reel them in through the rest of the video in order for them to see if they are in one of the 20 states.
And if you live in one of the 20 states revealed at the end of this video, You can literally pay nothing to get the latest generation of solar.
Again, straight in benefit, pay nothing, get the latest generation of solar panels installed on your roof. And what we're showing here is it's stock photography, but it's people installing them. It's like demonstration, like we're seeing solar panels here. It's like reinforcing the fact that other people are doing this and we're doing it. And kind of like this company is more like, I would assume, selling leads. But we'll get onto real companies. I'll break down Sunrun in just a moment. But it's these visuals are offering reinforced proof in terms of demonstration. Is it legit proof? No, but it's giving the impression that this company is legitimate because the visual backs up the auditory.
You see, just recently, the US government released a new stimulus program with the goal to encourage as many Americans.
So this is part, so we're seeing like a government building there. I'm not American. Most Americans probably recognize what that building was, but it's the visuals will always in these two videos complement what is being commentated, the audio. Not only that, one thing that I think they could definitely do better is that they're showing a lot of houses here that do not have solar panels. Now I know this portion of the video is saying that it's encouraging Americans to get solar, but you need to show Americans, it's always better psychologically to show the person the desired end result. So I would be showing a neighborhood full of solar panels, because it reinforces that plenty of people are doing this. And it would also help the person kind of connect that people are doing this. This is like presupposition and like connection, that this image of all these houses with solar on their roof, they've used this vehicle, this governmental program. Now, I'm not saying that, but the person could conclude that.
As possible in efforts to contribute to a healthier planet. You can get brand new solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall, or
so we saw the first emotional, cleaner, healthier planet, and now we're seeing the introduction of the Tesla Powerwall.
Equivalent at no cost today, plus a check in the mail.
Again, we're still reinforcing the hook, no cost today. How am I going to get this? It's again, we've got that open loop still open.
For your first 18 months. The only catch is you have to live in one of the 20 states. If you live in one of these states,
so the only catch is you have to live in one of the 20 states. The targeting case there, that we have a 99% chance that the person that watching this is in that 20 states. So again, we've kind of like opened, like pushed wider that second open loop. That is, are you in these one of 20 states?
You are one very lucky person.
Here we're demonstrating that it's very simple. You can do it on your cell phone or mobile phone.
Seriously, you could literally start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill. Pretty amazing, right? But how do you know if you live in one of these 20 states?
Starting to close the loop of curiosity about the 20 states here, and we also just had a benefit.
Well, just click the button below this video and take a quick 60-second survey and you'll know your answer. From there, you'll need to answer a few questions, which by the way, takes only about 60 seconds in total, and by the end, you'll know if you qualify. So if you do, in just a few weeks, you'll have complete energy freedom. You will finally generate your own power instead of relying on the grid to keep your lights on. And you'll start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill every single year. Plus, in case you ever produce...
Here we're just going through the same benefits, the same emotional benefits that we saw in the previous video. They're structured a little bit different, so we're seeing them deeper into the video in some sense. So we'll just keep the logical flow in mind, and we may circle back to that later in this ad.
More power than your home actually needs, you'll be able to sell all the excess electricity back to your power provider.
So that's an interesting point. We produce more power, sell it back to the energy company. That's somewhat interesting that it's not featured in the more recent video that has a larger spend. So potentially for them, they're seeing that at that moment there's a drop off in the video watch, or potentially it's not a benefit that is resonating with the audience. In some sense, that you could look at that benefit and potentially they've just either forgotten about it. Just because someone spent a lot of money on advertising doesn't mean that they're very good at what they do. But that little benefit there presupposes that the solar panels are good. Like if you produce more electricity than you use, it's kind of like it's saying that there's a possibility that you can. That's how good our solar panels are. It's the power of presupposition.
Just click the button below this video and take our 60-second survey to see if you qualify. Seriously, if you live in one of these...
Same thing, call to action, showing the what and the how of the call to action. It's a little bit longer this time. It's 60 seconds instead of 30. So potentially they've cut down that qualification survey that they probably have. So just something interesting there.
20 states, you're in big luck. Go ahead, click the button below this video and see if you qualify today.
So there we saw a very similar iteration of the previous video, but something that is, I cannot stress this enough to people who get into like video marketing, is that you need to test your ad creative. You can say the exact same thing in a different way and it can be transformational in the outcome. So you can get lower lead costs. You give you the ability to scale so much more by testing different ad creatives. Saying the same thing in a different way can be transformational. Sorry to say it again, but it is so impactful. So this time we're going to have a look at Sunrun. Sunrun are a $1.6 billion company. That's what they did last year in solar revenue. This video here, 737,000 views. They ran it 1 year ago. So we're probably looking at around about 40,000 in span, maybe a little less, maybe like 30 to 40,000, I should say. So this one is tackled a bit different because Sunrun is Sunrun, right? And if you're someone who's smaller, you can't do things that they can do because you do not have the inherent trust and authority in the market that Sunrun does. And we'll see what I mean by that in this video.
Providing resilient solar energy takes a resilient company. While hundreds of solar companies have come and gone, Sunrun is stronger than ever, providing 24/7 system monitoring and free maintenance. So you can know you're always getting the best performance for a predictable rate, rain or shine. Because we know when you're choosing a solar partner for life, you want one that's ready for anything. Power through outages, power through uncertainty, and power through life. Sunrun, power through.
Okay, one of the interesting things about this is that they spent less than half the money that the previous company has spent on their ad, and yet they are a $1.6 billion behemoth, one of the largest solar companies in the United States. With the previous company, I have almost a 100% guarantee that they are an affiliate, that they are reselling leads to solar companies. So they can take a smaller chunk of the profit pie than Sunrun, and yet they are producing better ads, and like their ads are allowing them to spend more money on their ads. So like, why is that the case? We see no real transformational hook. We see no real benefits. We see no patent interrupt. We see no hook. So do you qualify for this governmental program that allows you to get paid to install solar, so on and so forth? We don't see any of that. We see very much feature orientated copy, and to me it's a small oversight that leads to monumental and catastrophic end outcomes in terms of performance. I have no doubt that this video performs so much more poorly than the previous one. So what Sunrun should do is incorporate their authority, their trust that they've had, and they do that somewhat at the start. This, I think, would be much better as a retargeting video as opposed to a cold audience. But if they were to merge the start of that video a little bit later on, but have a similar start to the previous videos, their Sunrun videos would do far better. But they also need to incorporate some form of hook. They could potentially use the same hooks as the previous ones, but it is something that I think is causing Sunrun to lose money hand over fist with their YouTube ads here.
Providing resilient solar energy takes a resilient company.
So this is all company focused. It's not prospect focused. So like when you're speaking to the prospect, it's they've got it like what's in it for me. This is what's in it for Sunrun. Like they're talking about Sunrun. No offense to Sunrun, but no one gives a shit. Like it is, what can you do for the prospect?
While hundreds of solar companies have come and gone, Sunrun.
So this one is like reinforcing where it's beginning to reinforce, but many solar companies have come and gone. So it's a little bit like fear factor spruiking a little bit. I think it's perfectly fine because it is factual, but Sunrun is stronger than ever. But they're not really backing this up at any level. So we saw before, like, have control over your power, because when storms that have arisen, like we know in Texas, so like they backed up that statement, right? But this has not been backed up in any way, shape, or form. And here I am being critical of a $1.6 billion company, but the facts are what they are.
Is stronger than ever, providing 24/7 system monitoring and
Feature-based, not benefit-based.
free maintenance.
Feature-based, not maintenance-based. Feature-based, not benefit-based.
So you can know you're always getting the best performance for a predictable rate. Rainer.
So we add a dimension to that, but that could be said so much more succinctly. So it could be feature, a dimensionalized feature into a benefit, as opposed to like, here's the feature and here's what the feature means. Like, just merge into one, faster video, and you'll have more impact.
Shine. Because we know when you're choosing a solar partner for life, you want one that's ready for anything. Power through outages, power.
So like here, they're trying just to build up the Sunrun brand here. So like, you know, when you're looking for solar, you want someone, you know, who's reliable, and so on and so forth. Again, not really backed up in some sense. I think there's poor amounts of proof here. Like they're just leveraging Sunrun and just hoping that people know who Sunrun is.
Power through uncertainty and power through life. Sunrun, power through.
Just taglines. It kind of like grinds my gears a little bit. They have a little bit of meaning, but I think they could be a bit more impactful. We're seeing like an affiliate company outmarket a $1.6 billion behemoth here, in my opinion. So I suppose at this video, and I've been super critical here, and I sound like a Sunrun hater. I'm not, but I think that this video goes to show you like what you shouldn't be doing in many regards. So it can contrast someone who's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads, and we've seen a template that is obviously working for them, compared to a company that just has mountains of cash that can't produce they produce a decent video, but they can't produce a really hard winning video, in my opinion. Okay, this ad is a bit different to the previous ones. This one has 29 million views. That is a huge amount of views. Only 805 subscribers because all the videos are unlisted, very much like the ones I think I've shown in this video. So the other interesting part about this ad is that they have, if you can see the name here, many different naming conventions. So this ad in this form has been copied and just sent out to other audiences under different video names. This ad has had well over 50 million views. So we just want to keep that in the back of our mind, because no one spends that amount of money in order to, like, what it takes to generate 50 million views without something working.
Do not buy solar panels if you live in one of these 11 states of America. It's the worst decision you could make for your home. Did you know that in certain states of America, the U.S. government will now buy the panels for you and make them available for no net cost in case you go solar in the next couple of weeks? It's not a joke. And in these states, 11 of them to be precise, Americans will be able to get a complete solar system from our government at absolutely no net cost, and that way go solar without any investment whatsoever. Sounds pretty crazy, but here's what that's all about. You see, with the goal to encourage as many Americans as possible go solar, and that way contribute to a cleaner and healthier planet, our government recently released a new special solar stimulus program, something they've secretly been working on for the past couple of months. And they're now literally providing everyone who applies with complete, brand new solar systems for no net cost, including the latest generation of solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall, as well as paying a few $1,000s in tax credits to anyone who accepts that offer and goes solar through this special program in the next couple of weeks. So in case you thought about going solar and you do live in America, do not even think about buying the panels yourself, because through this program, the U.S. government will practically buy them for you. The only catch is, you need to live in one of the 11 states they selected. And the truth is, nobody knows why they made the program available for only 11 states in total, but those who happen to live in some of those 11 states are without a doubt in huge luck. because they will literally get to go solar and start saving thousands of dollars on their electric bills without spending a single dollar in the first place. Isn't that crazy? So, if you want to test your own luck and see if you live in one of these 11 states our government selected for the program, then go ahead and click the button below this video. Enter your zip code so we can see in which state you live and answer a few more questions, which are all a part of the survey our government has provided. And by the end, in just about 60 seconds, you'll know your answer. So, if finally achieving complete energy freedom and saving fortunes on your electric bill by getting a complete solar system for no upfront cost from our government sounds appealing to you, then make no mistake about it and click the button below this video to qualify for this special solar stimulus program today, while it's still open. The seats are limited, so there's no time to waste.
Okay, so what we can see here is that this ad is very similar to the first two ads. I have no doubt that the company that runs the first two ads ripped off this company. This ad has been wildly successful, and there are a lot of similarities, and it's a longer ad. So, and because we've covered much of the visual, the copy, etc., we're going to skip through it. But as we jump into the start, straight up pattern interrupt. So another interesting thing about this pattern interrupt and in relation to YouTube ads specifically is with YouTube ads, and which are ran within the Google Ads platform, is that you actually have the power to target people in market, and you can create your own kind of custom segmented audiences within the Google Ads platform. So what this means is that you can pre-select, predefine audiences within Google Ads that Google Ads is deemed full of people that are interested in solar panels right now, right? So that's an ultra cool audience, a profitable audience that all you need to do is, in theory, there's some subtle nuances, of course, but in theory, provide a very good message to that group of people. Though when it comes to custom segments, though, is that you can create your own audiences full of people who, based upon behavioral characteristics, featuring people that, based upon those behaviors, are full of people that are interested in solar panels. If I've said that, then that makes sense. Hopefully that does. So essentially, they're custom, you make them, and these audiences are full of people based upon behavioral traits that you've selected within these custom segments that are full of people that are interested in solar right now. And you just show your ad to them. This is why YouTube is such a powerful platform, and particularly powerful platform for solar right now. So let's have a look at this first pattern interrupt.
Do not buy solar panels if you live in one of these 11 states.
Do not buy solar panels if you live in one of these 11 states. Tons of curiosity. It's like, I'm seeing an ad and you're saying do not buy something. It goes against the grain.
States of America. It's the worst decision you could make for your home. Did you know that in certain states of America, the US government will now buy the panels for you and make them available for no net cost in case you go solar in the next couple of...
Again, the 11 states, potentially it was only 11. Perhaps this governmental program's ballooned out to 20, and that's perfectly fine. But again, we're seeing that we're getting a very good insight that you can get your solar panels essentially for free. They'll saying in the previous video that you could be paid for it, but again, it's that hook. Sunrun lacked this hook. I'm not saying that Sunrun Sunrun lacked a hook. They don't have to use this hook, but they should be using a hook. So I've skipped a big portion of the video here because it's a lot of the similar stuff that we saw in the first two videos. But this section here is quite interesting.
And the truth is, nobody knows why they made the program available for only 11 states in total. But those who happen to live in some of those 11 states are without a doubt in huge luck, because they will literally get to go solar and start saving thousands of dollars.
Sorry, I had the mouse over the timeline there, but you still get the idea. So this is putting people into a special category, or potentially allowing someone to self-select into a bucket that is a special bucket, right? Everyone wants to feel special, and everyone wants to feel like they got preferential treatment. So we don't know why the government only did this program for just 11 states, but if you are in one of these 11 states, again, the targeting will take care of that. You should feel extra special. They don't say that, but you're in great luck, and everyone loves to be lucky. Okay, now we're moving on to the next one because that previous video is so similar to the first two, but this one is a little bit different to a little bit different. There's some similarities to the first two and the last one, but this one has had 40 million views in just a year, and this is the first one that we see an actual human, would you believe it, showing in the ad.
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home? Well, before you get quotes, there are 3 things you need to know about going solar and one easy way to find them out. Number 1, you need to know how much solar you'll need to eliminate your electricity bill completely. 2, you need to know how much solar you can actually fit on your roof. And 3, you need to know what the ideal solar system will cost after federal, state, and utility incentives. In the past, to find out all this information, you had to get a solar installer in your area to examine your roof in person, but not anymore. Our unique solar calculator at solarestimate.org uses machine learning to scan your roof to tell you whether solar is worth it for your home. It will tell you how much electricity your roof can generate, how many solar panels you can actually fit on your roof, how much you can reduce your monthly electricity bill with solar based on your utilities pricing plan, and the magic number every homeowner wants to know: how long will it take for the system to pay for itself? No other solar calculator does all this. Now, if the payback on solar is better than other low-risk options like paying off your mortgage, then solar makes a lot of sense. The typical payback time for solar is under 10 years, making it a no-brainer given the historically low interest rates we have at the moment. So to find out if solar is worth it, test your home with America's most accurate solar calculator by clicking on the link below. Now, you may already know that solar is worth it and just want to find out how much solar will cost after all the incentives. Well, the reason our estimates are so accurate is because we use the actual cost of installation from thousands of similar solar systems near you to hone our estimates. Using this data, we found the best solar deals being offered from reputable installers we vetted using over 28,000 verified reviews from actual customers. To get access to these deals, simply select how many installers you would like firm quotes from after the calculator finishes analyzing your home. If you're not ready to get quoted just yet, you can still get a detailed solar analysis, including cost estimates for your home to keep for you when you're ready. Stop paying full price for electricity and start taking advantage of the generous incentives available for solar by clicking on this video or the link below and getting a free, no obligation solar analysis for your home.
Okay, so this ad is done a little bit different. It's a bit more educational based. There's a mechanism featured as well. And I think this is a really cool ad. I think one thing that this ad does, I think, fail on, and I think that if they incorporated it and will just leverage the previous videos that use a similar hook, but if they integrated the governmental program into this really early on, this ad would have probably doubled, if not tripled, the performance. So they got 40 million views, no doubt profitable. I think they could have got 50, 60, 70, even 100 million views. I think it could have been that good, because this video in and of itself, without that really strong hook that is very beneficial to the prospect, is still incredibly powerful.
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home?
Again, so this pattern interrupt, this video's ability to grab attention is thinking of going solar, yes, no, kind of pre-qualify yourself in or out, and then entering the conversation that's happening in the person's mind. Is it worth it for you? This video is going to reveal the secret. It's open loop curiosity.
Well, before you get quotes, there are 3 things you need to know about going solar and one easy way to find them out.
Again, open loop, 3 things. What are the 3 things, and how do you find them out? So it's kind of like creating an open loop, and this is what people do within YouTube organic videos, but definitely within ads, is that in order to find the open loop, you have to keep watching the video. So it's a really, I know I've harped up on this a few times, but it's an important concept to understand.
Number 1, you need to know how much solar you'll need to eliminate your electricity bill completely. 2, you need to know how much solar you can actually fit on your roof. And 3, You need to know what the ideal solar system will cost after federal, state, and utility incentives.
So this is the point where they should have brought up the hook. And I think that potentially they didn't want to go down that route due to either legality issues. Potentially it wasn't that hook, the governmental program hook wasn't available at that time when this ad started running. There's a whole multitude of different reasons why they may or may not have done it. They simply may not have thought of it either. And I think, but if they wanted to, this would have been the perfect time to bring that hook in.
In the past, to find out all this information, you had to get a solar installer in your area to examine your roof in person, but not anymore. Our unique solar calculator at solarestimate.org uses machine learning to scan your roof to tell you whether solar is worth it for your home. It will tell you how much electricity your roof can generate.
Again, this is just showing just how easy it is to answer some of the questions that were brought up in the first 20 seconds of this video.
How many solar panels you can actually fit on your roof. How much you can reduce your monthly electricity bill.
Getting answers to those questions that are occurring in people's minds. And we're also got a visual demonstration, albeit a bit like it. I always find these, because I'm quite logical and rational, that these demonstrations actually work. But they do work because I've tested them. I've used them with tons of different contractors and clients of mine. It would be better to show an actual real bill. So like blurring out the privacy information that needs to be blurred out, and just showing like John James Smith's bill here at XYZ money per month, and then just showing the next billing cycle, the difference. I think that's so much more impactful as opposed to this just a rudimentary visual demonstration.
Electricity bill with solar based on your utility's pricing plan. And the magic number every homeowner wants to know: how long will it take for the system to pay for itself? No other solar calculator does all this. Now, if the payback on solar is better than other low-risk options like paying off your mortgage, then
appealing to the financial aspect of solar here, I don't think they do a reasonable job, I should say. Like it's pretty decent, but I just don't think it hasn't been pressed upon in previous videos, and I haven't seen it too much. I think it's something that could be cut out of this video.
Mortgage, then solar makes a lot of sense. The typical payback time for solar is under 10 years, making it a no-brainer given the historically low interest rates we have at the moment. So to find out if solar is worth it,
and that portion of the video is going to be redundant now because the interest rates have gone up.
Test your home with America's most accurate solar calculator by clicking on the link below. Now, you may already know that solar is worth it and just want to find
something that I should be adding as well. Person featured, people buy from people. This is a nice, relatable dude, and he presents well. Great, something I could probably do better with. Great use of gestures and body language, and I think he communicates quite well. I think it's always far better to have a person involved in your ads.
Find out how much solar will cost after all the incentives. Well, the reason our estimates are so accurate is because we use the actual cost of installation.
So here we're detailing the mechanism of their solar calculator. This is important because it's unique. So that they're the only person that do this, potentially, not potentially, who knows, but it's just showing that the level of accuracy that you will get is very good, hence why you should follow through with the call to action that we'll see in just a moment.
From thousands of similar solar systems near you to hone our estimates. Using this data, we found the best solar deals being offered from reputable installers we vetted using over 28,000 verified reviews from actual customers. To get access to these deals, simply select how many installers you would like firm quotes from after the calculator finishes analyzing your home. If you're not ready to get quoted just
again, here we're just seeing that they're selling leads, and that's perfectly fine. I suppose it's that is what it is, and I think the first two videos are probably doing the same thing, to be honest.
Yet, you can still get a detailed solar analysis.
Here they're showing the end result. So I think it's always fantastic to show the end result, and this is what you'll get. Like it's actually demonstrating the physical thing that you get to see once you've completed the call to action,
including cost estimates for your home to keep for you when you're ready. Stop paying full price for electricity and start taking advantage of the generous incentives available for solar by clicking on this video or the link below and getting a free, no obligation solar analysis for your home.
There we have it. The video wraps up. Again, we've got that timer with the timer just after the call to action. It's done wildly well, and I think that this video has a lot of like subtle learnings and psychology that you could take out and implement into your own videos. Okay, so there you have it. How to create YouTube ads for your solar business. Now, if you want to absolutely nail your solar lead generation, I work with solar companies all around the world, and I can essentially do this for you or do this with you. And if you want to entertain that idea in any way, shape or form, reach out to me at brandhamill.com. Scroll down to this big golden button, fill in the form that pops up. You and I can have a chat. The chat is completely free. There's no sales BS. It's all about how much value I can provide to you in the time that we speak, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour. And you'll have a great idea whether you want to decide to talk to me about working together, or you just take all that information that I give you and you go and implement it and make tons and tons of money. Fingers crossed if that's the case. So with that being said, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. If you have a recommendation of a topic that you want me to cover, just like Carlos did, reach out in the YouTube comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video.